So now we move into step 3. And step 3 is social proof. Social proof. Social proof is how do you get how are you able to get people to recognize that what it is that you're trying to do, what it is you're doing is very important. And so here's the thing about this is that the less of a track record that you have with people in which that you're trying to get to buy into your idea, whether it's customers or whether it's investors or other kinds of institutions that could provide resources for you. The less they know who you are already, the more you're going to need some kind of outside endorsement, sponsorship, or recommendation. In order to do that, I have this third step called social proof. You need to get social proof to be able to introduce your idea. Social proof of the problem that you've identified from step 2 is what you're going to need. And then with this social proof, you're going to be able to use this within the next step. And so social proof is what I call associative credibility. What that means is that if you're trying to present something, an idea to a group of people that don't know who you are and have no idea about your idea, then the way in which to get them to kind of turn their head a bit to what it is that you're doing is to attach the problem in which that you've identified or attach what you're doing to something that these groups of people already recognize and respect. And from there, you'll be able to gather associative respect. It's a lot like, for example, marketing and advertising. And so what a lot of these advertising companies do is that they in order to introduce a product or sell a product, a lot of times they'll grab a celebrity, and the reason why they grab a celebrity is because you may not know the company, you may not know the product, but you know the celebrity and you like the celebrity. So the idea is that the favor in which that celebrity has to you, if that celebrity associates themselves with this particular product, then that favor from the celebrity that they have with you will also transfer over to the product that the celebrity is using. That's what a celebrity endorsement is. That's what an endorsement is, and that's what it does, and it works. So what I'm saying with you is that you want to be able to do the same thing for your idea at this stage. But what I would suggest is for you to get a recognition from some kind of institution, not necessarily a celebrity, because celebrities, that's fair weather, it's very subjective. I'm suggesting that you go and you locate some kind of respected entity that's more than one person. It's a group of professionals that can say, yes, the problem that you've identified is an actual problem. We see it as a problem. If you can get that kind of recognition, that's a very important piece of establishing social proof to get your idea off the ground. Because what that does is that says to the demographic that institution is respected by and exists within, that demographic will then take the recommendation of that influencing organization, and then that recommendation means that that there's respect for you when you go out and you try to promote your idea, introduce people to your idea. You can always lean back to this institution and say, hey, this institution recognizes that there's this big problem here. Now, at this point, what you're doing is you're creating the conditions to introduce your solution. It's not necessarily about these institutions validating your product or your solution, because a lot of times they won't necessarily do that, because that can be in violation of their terms. But these institutions, such as a government agency potentially, or some kind of department, or some kind of private or public institution or professional association or organization, any of them, if they have some kind of investigative journalism effort, or some kind of program where you can provide them with a white paper, something along those lines that you can construct. If you can get their endorsement, that's major. It can be a university, I mean, whatever. But that's what it is that I would suggest that you do. And remember, I talked about focusing on ideas that are about pain avoidance and needs, not necessarily pleasures. So if you go down the needs route, then being able to establish some kind of credibility by an outside institution, outside organization, is far more likely. And I was able to do that with my business. With Melalogic, I saw a problem. That had to do with machine learning, right? Image recognition, and dermatology. I saw a big problem. There were a lot of advances that were taking place, and really they're currently taking place now, that are touting that machines can detect skin cancer at the rate that matches or exceeds the ability of an actual doctor. And the problem behind that is that when you peel back a lot of that information, is that those machines are trained on white skin. So that means that information only works if you have white skin. That tool only works if you have white skin. If you do not have white skin, and particularly if you have black skin, then that tool is irrelevant and really is dangerous, right? So I was able to co-author with a dermatologist and put together a research paper that got recognized by a respected institution within dermatology. And it got published by the American Medical Association. And from there, what happened is that I was able to receive media attention. I was able to receive press coverage for this research. And this is what I'm saying. I suggest that you follow a similar strategy, because what that then does is it provides free marketing, or leveraged marketing rather, for you for many years out. So, and it helps to lead into this next step. So to recap, for step three is about social proof, establishing social proof. You're going to want to do that because that provides you with associative credibility. It builds up your credibility so that it makes the next step that much easier.